So yesterday I talked about fasting, and I promised that I'd go over a few more things over the next few days. So today, obviously, am I starving myself? That's probably the biggest question that I get when I tell people that I'm fasting. It's also a question that I hear a lot in my group or from people interested. And we've been having this conversation a lot in my ketone group. So I decided to come in here and talk to you guys all about it, just in case you're interested in fasting, just in case you're confused. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and drop a hey. If you're watching a replay, go ahead and drop a 2. Okay, so weirdly, I get really nervous about talking about fasting because there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of judgment when it comes to fasting. But I do feel in my heart that somebody needs to hear this and it might be life-changing for them. So I'm going out of my comfort zone and I'm going to talk to you guys, hi Amanda, about fasting. So as you guys know, what we talked about yesterday, fasting is not eating for a period of time, whether it's 16 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours, 48 hours, and so on, right? So your body has 2 states it could be in. It could be in fed state, it could be in fasted. Once you stop consuming food, hey Tay, you are in a fasted state. When you're in a fasted state, you also go into ketosis, which is where your body switches from burning sugar to burning fat. If you are just eating, let's say, little amounts, right? And I've done this before in the past with other programs that I've done. You eat a little bit throughout the day. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, that's not fasted. Even if you're calorie restricting, even if you're only eating 500 calories a day, right? Which is a really tiny little amount, you're still not fasted. And I'm going to go over the difference about that. I'm also going to go over the difference about starvation and fasting because I'm definitely not starving, to answer the question that I posted in the title, at all. I don't feel like I'm starving. I'm actually 20 hours into my fast right now and I feel amazing. But let's go into more details. So starvation and fasting actually have different definitions if you look them up. Starvation is when you have no nutrition, and it's usually, unfortunately, something that you can't control. So in other, here, oh no, I'm not starving myself, Maria, I'm going to go over that. So starvation is usually something you can't control. True starvation, I'm not going to get into eating disorders right now. I might make that into a different thing. But true starvation, starvation to the point where people are dying, where they're getting really ill, that is usually something that people have no control over. They have no nutrients, they have no food, they don't have electrolytes, they don't have, all these things that your body needs to survive. They're not getting it. Fasting is something that people choose for a ton of benefits. They choose it for autophagy, which is where your body heals itself. They choose it for self-enlightenment. They choose it to get out of eating disorders. I've seen a lot of people who have eating disorders who use fasting to overcome that. They use it for fat loss. They use it for energy. They use it to feel better, to have, you really do. You feel better. And honestly, if you're fasting, you're not depleting yourself of anything. You are drinking electrolytes, you're getting the things that your body needs through electrolytes, and you're also eating. I eat every day, and I eat better food. I eat more food sometimes than I even would not fasting, when I would eat throughout the day, but I'm eating it in a window. So instead of eating, every 3 hours, I will have a 1 or 2 hour window and I'll eat within those. Last night, Ben and I went to dinner. I had steak, I had a baked potato, I had a salad, I had zucchini, I had garlic bread and a freaking Mai Tai, right? And I woke up this morning and I'm 3 pounds lighter than yesterday. I'm definitely not starving. I eat good, I eat the foods that I want, but it's all about eating it within the window. I feel a lot healthier, I feel a lot more energized, I feel a lot better. And it's really important for everybody to realize that starving and fasting are completely different. My body is getting the nutrients it needs. My body is feeling great. Okay, do I have hunger pains sometimes during the day? Sure, but it's mostly out of habit, of eating at 9, 12, and 5, for example. So let's talk about metabolism. So I know a lot of people believe in the starvation mode, right? Like we hear that a lot. If you guys want articles on that, I have some articles that I could show you. I'm not like a super scientific-y person, so I'm not going to try to go into like all the scientific-y stuff about it, but I do have articles like if you want to read it because it's really interesting. But when you're fasting, your body, like I said, switches over to ketosis. You're not gonna go, like, let's take out ketones for like the ketones I drink, let's just take that out for a second, okay? If you are not drinking ketones and you're doing a calorie restricted diet, you're not going to get into ketosis. The only other way you could get into ketosis is 1, by drinking ketones, 2, by following a very strict keto diet, which is low carb and high fat, and 3, fasting. Those are your ways that you're getting into ketosis. Those are your ways that your body is switching over from burning sugar to burning fat, which is where you're going to feel amazing. You're going to see a lot of fat loss. But when and that's like good for your metabolism, okay? Like it actually is really good for you to be in ketosis. Like that's where your body wants to run. It's just hard normally for you to get there. But when you're like, some people have that conception like, oh, well, I'm going to eat like a whole bunch of little meals a day. Okay, well, you're not going to ever reach ketosis. Like, especially if you're not doing a keto diet, if you're just like, you know, eating a traditional diet, like you're not going to reach ketosis. That's what makes keto so special. That's what makes ketones so special. And fasting is it actually switches your metabolic rate to something better, to something faster, which is helping you get longer results. The great thing too about fasting, about ketosis, is your body, when you're fasting or when you're in ketosis, your body is using your fat as fuel. So it's not taking from muscle. It's not like taking from your organs or anything crazy. It's taking it from your stored fat. And like a fun fact, if you have, okay, so 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories, okay? That's 3,500 calories. If you're 1 pound overweight, you have 3,500 calories in probably your stomach, because that's where a lot of us tend to hold our weight. If you are 34 pounds overweight, you can fast for 48 days before your body actually starts turning to muscle or to other things. 48 days straight. And I don't think, like, nobody in my group's doing 48 days. I am in groups where people do 48 days, or longer. But we're over here doing, you know, 16, 20, 24s, 48s. Like, our bodies have way more, I mean, I don't know about you, but like my body has way more than enough fat on it to have energy. Like, I mean, you guys could tell, like, I'm not over here like I have a lot of energy and I haven't ate since yesterday night. Like, cause I have this calories in my belly, I have fat, like my body is running off of that. It's eating that fat, it's making me feel great. I actually have a fancy scale that connects to like an app, and it will tell me like if I lose muscle, if I lose fat, if I'm losing water, like it tells me all of these things. And I am not losing muscle on keto. I'm not losing muscle while I'm fasting. Like I could see this, like it visually shows me on my app, and I have not lost muscle. I've actually gained muscle, and it's amazing. But when you are doing, like, let's say you're doing a, like calorie deficient, like, you know, really little eating, like you're like barely eating a little tiny bite, like a few times a day of food. Like, yes, like that could definitely, yeah, scale. I have a fancy scale that like tells me all everything. It's called a Fit Keeper. I got it on Amazon. If you're eating like barely little meals, you know, then yes, like it's more likely for your body to like freak out and start like eating your muscle versus being in ketosis where your body eats fat. Neat scale. Will you post a link for the fancy scale? Yeah, Tay, I'll message you when I'm done. And another fun fact is that your body fasting is actually better nutritionally and hormonally than, is hormonally a word? We're going to go with it and say it's a word for this video, than non-fasting state. Like your body, when you're fasting, I went over this yesterday, like your hormones start fixing themselves, your body starts, your good cells start eating your bad cells, autophagy, and there's so many benefits. So it's actually better for you to fast than it is to not. And we went over this yesterday, so I'm not going to get super deep into this, but it's healthy and it's not starving yourself. Like I still eat, everybody in my group still eats. We take electrolytes, we take magnesium. I haven't felt this good personally for like maybe ever. I don't know. I just feel good. Like even not eating all day, like you would think it'd be hard and you think I'd be tired and you think I would be like grouchy, but I'm really not. Like I feel great. My body feels great. I work out. I feel awesome. So I'm definitely not starving myself. And I know when I first posted about fasting, I got accused of like having eating disorders. I got a lot of messages about my safety, and I super appreciate that. But I mean, if you guys know me, you know that I'm not going to do something that's going to jeopardize me. I'm still breastfeeding, so obviously like I need to keep my milk supply, and I have had no problem with that at all fasting. And also like I love you guys, so I wouldn't be like recommending something to you that could hurt you. The only reason I'm going live and talking about this is because there are so many benefits that people don't know, because fasting it's like popular now-ish, but like a lot of people haven't done their research on it. Like it's not something that people are knowledgeable on. And so I wanted to come in here and like kind of just share a little bit of like what I've learned, why I'm doing it, how it's been for me. If I hated it, I would tell you guys firsthand, but I don't. Like I love it. And I just really think it's, hi Desiree, I really think it's, oh, it just popped up, your goal of 20 hours have been met, my little app. I really just think it's something that could benefit you. Like I have never felt better. And I'm in groups where people are using it for cancer treatment. They're using it with their diabetes. They're using it to help with acne. They're using it for all these amazing things. And I really just feel like it's an injustice if I don't come in here and share a little bit with you guys, like how amazing it actually is. And then just kind of also shed some light on it. Like it's not starving. Fasting and starving are two completely different things. I also got asked today, if you stop fasting, if you're going to gain all your weight back, and like more than. So here's like a little bit about that is I've been fasting for like a month-ish. In that month, I've gone on 2 vacations that are like 5 days where I didn't fast and I kind of ate whatever I didn't kind of eat. I ate whatever I wanted all day. I ate candy, I ate sweets, I ate pizza, I ate everything. Like, I don't know. I just like went crazy on vacation. And okay, like obviously there was some weight gain, but the weight gain was water weight. It's not fat. Like I didn't gain like all those pounds in fat in like a few days. And what I realized is as soon as I came back and I jumped back into a fast, like an 18 or a 20, like I dropped all that weight, the water weight, within like a day or two. And the thing about fasting and really anything, honestly, like whether you're doing keto, whether you're doing a program such as 21 Day Fix, which I've done, or just clean eating, or whatever you're doing, the honest truth, guys, and I will tell you this, I get asked this a lot about ketones, the honest truth is anything that you do that you're going to see results off of, if you stop doing that and go back to your old habits. So let's just say you're doing a ketogenic diet and you're drinking ketones or whatever for 10 days, right? And you have all these results and you're feeling amazing. Well, at the end of that time, if you go back to eating how you were, which puts you where you are in the first place, you know, like the bad habits, like the snackings and the eating whatever you want and drinking whatever you want and not maybe being active, no matter what you're doing, if you stop and you go back to those old habits, you're always going to see a weight gain. You're always going to feel more tired. You're always going to lose those results. It's with everything. Weight Watchers, like, I don't care what it is. Like, if you go back completely to your old habits, then yeah. So if you're going to fast and you're going to fast for like a week, or not a week straight, but you know what I mean? Like you're going to fast for like a 20-hour every day for a week. And then at the end of the week, you're just going to go back to like overeating, you know, not being active, then yeah, you're going to eventually gain that back. It's about being consistent. It's about finding something that's a lifestyle, something that could work for you. So is fasting for everybody? I think fasting personally could benefit everybody. I really do. Like, there's no reason it won't benefit you. But when you're doing fasting, it's really like, when I first started, I told myself like, okay, like I'll give fasting a month. I always give everything like a month because I feel like a month's a long enough time to like try, like actually give it a shot. You know what I mean? And I told myself, okay, I'll give myself a month and I'll fast, you know, I'll do like a minimum of 18 hours fast, and I'll see what happens. And I love it. Like, I honestly can't think of why I would not want to fast. And I know like a lot of the ladies in my group who are fasting with me, they feel the same way. Like, sometimes we talk about it and we're like, we're never going back to like eating all day because we feel so much better. Like, we feel amazing. And we're all seeing like the results that we want, and we're healthy and we feel great. Like, I mean, what else do you really want? But I think like the important part, my phone always makes me blurry. I think the important part is really just finding something that works for you, but also giving it time. So like, if you are interested in fasting, if you are wanting to start, then like, you know, commit to like 30 days, like do 18-hour, do 16-hour fast, you know, and see how it works for you for 30 days. Because, I mean, if it's something you enjoy, if it's something you're loving, like, hey, then it's really easy to make it a way of life. Like, I love it. Like, I don't ever want to not do it. And I really struggled before this with, like, snacking and overeating. And, like, I don't know, like, I would just snack. That was, like, my huge thing. Like, I would just eat all day, like, for boredom or whatever. And I don't have those cravings anymore. Like, I feel so much more in control of my body now. It's like freaking fantastic. Okay, so last little fun fact. Riker's with my mom, so I should probably make this quick before she comes knocking on my door. Yesterday I talked about this and I didn't know the exact details, so I did like a little bit more research today. The longest fast ever recorded was 382 days by a 27-year-old man. He lost 276 pounds. Like, what? But I mean, obviously, like, that's a long time to fast. And here's, okay, so I'm not saying go fast for 382 days. Like, obviously, this man, like, had a lot of fat to lose. Like, it told me his, like, starting weight, and, like, I don't understand what it was. I was like, what? But, obviously, like, he was probably, like, if I had to guess, around, like, 500 pounds, right, to be able to lose that amount. And so after he was monitored by doctors, after he completed his fast of 382 days, he went and got, like, blood work done. He went and got everything checked out, and there was no harmful side effects to his body that through that whole 382 days. Like, his body was perfectly healthy. Like, it was, like, better than before. And all he took was, like, electrolytes and a multivitamin every day for 382 days and didn't eat food. Like, I don't know. I could never do 382 days. That's, like, insane. But I just want to show you guys, like, there are people who extend fast and, like, they don't, like, shrivel up and die. Like, if you have like a really low percentage body fat, then yeah, like, you're not gonna be able to fast as long as somebody who has more fat on them. You know what I mean? So like me, like, I could probably fast for like, I guess I could fast for over 48 days since I have over 34 pounds of fat on me. But like, so I could fast longer than somebody who, you know, maybe has like 20% body fat or 15% body fat. And, you know, a lot of people, like, you're going to reach your goal fasting, right? Because like, you're fasting, you're losing fat. And when you reach your goal weight, it's really easy. Like, you just like move your windows around. So it's something that you can continue even after you hit your goal weight. It could definitely be a lifestyle. It could, and it should, like, I don't know, our bodies like really aren't meant to be fed all day. Like, honestly, like, if you do your research on it, they're not meant for that. Like, if you go way back, you know, when people didn't have like fast food, or people, you know, even back to like caveman days, like, people didn't eat as much as we do now, and there was a lot less diseases, and, you know, people's bodies were healthier even though they didn't live as long. But you know what I mean? Like, our bodies weren't meant to eat all day. it's just really interesting. I don't know. I said I wasn't going to get into like scientific stuff, but definitely like do your research. I always recommend that. Like if I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, like I'm just here sharing what I've learned from personal experience and research, and, you know, having people in my group do it with me. It's been a really interesting and fun journey. Like I've had a lot of people who have been at a plateau for like months and months and months, and they broke through that within like a few days of fasting, which has been amazing. Like that's always a great feeling. I have people who are feeling like awesome. I have people who are overcoming depression and anxiety. It's just been a really great tool to add in if you're wanting to lose fat and really change your body composition. I drop inches like crazy. Like I measure myself like every few days, and there's always some sort of difference somewhere. The scale's always moving. Of course, I have the fancy scale, so I could also see like the fat loss. Like my BMI has gone down. I'm more hydrated than I've ever been. My metabolic age is going down, thankfully, because when I first weighed myself, it put me at like 8 years older than I was. But my body, like from what I can see and how I'm feeling, is a lot better. I even struggle with eczema. I can't remember like the exact type of eczema it is, but it's where it affects like my hands and my feet. And I've been struggling with it probably like for a few years on my hands, maybe more than a few years, probably like 5 or 6 years on my hands and like 2 years on my feet. And it really sucks. Like I have like little bumps, like they're very itchy. And when I stay consistent in my fasting, like when I fast for, you know, when I do like 20-hour fast every day for like the week, my eczema clears up a lot. Like I haven't had like, okay, this is like gross, so I'm sorry if this is TMI, but like when you have eczema on your feet, you get like blisters, and they are so itchy, like where you can't sleep. Like you just want to like dig your feet skin off. Like I'm sorry, that's gross. But I'm just trying to be honest here, okay? And so it's like really bad. And like there was so many nights where like I couldn't go to sleep. I was just like wanting to itch. Like I would take like safety pins and like dig in. Ugh, it's gross, okay? So ever since I've started fasting, like even with my periods of like not long fasting or like my vacation periods, I haven't had like any flare-ups. I don't know if you call it flare-ups. I don't know. Pretty much my feet eczema is like way better. My hand eczema is better. My hands are like more, like I have to actually stay consistent with my fasting, but like after like a few days, like they start clearing up. So like, I mean, that's freaking amazing. Like my body is healing itself. When, you know, I've used creams, I've used stuff on them, and it hasn't helped at all. Like this is the only thing that's helped for me. My face clears up when I fast. I know it's like a mess right now, but that's because I wasn't fasting. But yeah, so to sum it up, you are not going to starve to death if you're fasting, as long as you have body fat on you. And if you don't, then you can still fast, but for shorter windows and eat more food in your windows. But I just want you guys to know that, because I really think this could help you, honestly, no matter if you're doing keto or if you're not. There's a lot of different ways to fast, which I'll go over probably tomorrow on my live, just to give you guys some ideas. But, you know, it's really beneficial, and don't think fasting is starving, because it's not. It's very different. You could even Google it, and like all of it is going to say it's so different. But yeah, there it is. I don't know, like, I just wanted to come in here and tell you guys, you know, like, it's a great tool. Like, and, you know, I think more of us should use it because it makes you feel amazing. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to go get my baby before my mom comes over. I hope you learned a little something. I hope it shed some light on fasting. If you want any more information on fasting, if you want to get into my Keto group, which we have a few girls in there who are like fasting pros, and get some more support and, you know, get your questions answered that way by multiple people, you're totally more than welcome to join. Just drop a comment and I'll add you in. It's a free group. But I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a great night. Bye.